There are things in your life that you just remember. Your first kiss, your baby's first steps, maybe your wedding or the second one, whichever. And also where you were when AD got traded for Luka Doncic. Alright guys, welcome back to the channel, and today we're going to be discussing the Anthony Davis and Luka Doncic trade, but not in the traditional sense because this is not a basketball show here, or rather a sports show. I'm going to kind of relate it to something that we all can agree on here that we love if you're watching this channel or if you're subscribed, and it's going to be anime. So if you don't know, Luka Doncic is one of the brightest and best basketball players out there right now. He's only 25 years old and he's considered probably one of the face of the league, and he's going to be a future MVP in the world of basketball. And Anthony Davis is a just as equally talented player, but just on the decline. He's a little bit up there in age. So this trade back and forth is kind of one of those ones that blew everybody's mind. And the best part was that it came out of nowhere. Nobody heard any rumors. Around this time, we get a bunch of rumors because trade deadline is approaching. And this time it was just kind of a random out of nowhere text we got like at the middle of the night, and everyone's like, oh, what? What do you mean? And it was one of those ones that kind of shook the world of NBA Twitter and online-osphere if you're in that crowd. Even to the point where Crunchyroll itself tweeted this out and they asked, put this in anime terms, which kind of inspired this entire video, the idea of it. And my best comparison, I would say, would be Gojo from the anime, the character himself, and all the hype that he's gotten. And he's still rather young, and he's going to be in his prime as far as the show goes. The manga we know is ending, whatever. But as far as the anime go, only season 2, he's one of the brightest and best of the current generation of shonen. Imagine him getting traded to the franchise of My Hero Academia, and we're getting Deku from that universe and switching them pretty much. So Deku goes to Jujutsu Kaisen and Gojo goes to My Hero Academia. You know, Deku's kind of like on the decline as far as his popularity goes. He was big at one point and he took over the world of shonen, but currently it's kind of like he's solid, he's good, but he's been overlooked lately, and Gojo's like the new hotness. That is the best comparison I could think. And also, the real life trade involved a third team, the Utah Jazz. They ended up taking a random player from the Lakers just to make the deal itself work. So imagine if Tokyo Revengers somehow got Panda. That's out of nowhere. Like, what? Panda? He's now in Tokyo Revengers? Crazy. That's the trade scenario for you, and that's kind of the best way to equate it. So today what I wanted to do was explore the idea of trades, and if one franchise could trade one of their characters to a different franchise, how would that look, and why would they do it, basically, and what kind of effect it would have on the world of anime itself. So I've concocted in my brain some of my favorite and best ideas for these trades. I wrote down 5 of them. We'll see if we get through 5 of them, but yeah, let's talk about some of the trades. Okay, so starting us off, one of my favorite trades, I'm going to be having the franchise of JJK, Jujutsu Kaisen. They're going to be trading Nobara, that's right, one of the big 3, yes, we're taking her and we're putting her in the world of Dandadan, one of the new hotnesses on the streets right now. So you're wondering, okay, well, who would you trade? I would take Okarun from Dandadan, I know, the main character mainly from that show, and putting him into the world of Jujutsu Kaisen, and Nobara is going to be going the world of Dandadan. So how would this look for the franchise? For me, my favorite part about this is that it kind of works for both ends of it. Okarun loving the paranormal and the weird, the cryptids of Japan itself. He's going to be in a new world where there are curses, which are pretty much the same as, I would say, some of these urban legends within the world of Dandadan and I guess Japan itself, and their yokai-esque lore that they have. Okarun would love it. He'd have to work on his powers, of course, to kind of stay within the realm of Jujutsu Kaisen, but that's the whole point of going to Jujutsu High, is to hone his craft and become better at that. But I think he would love being in that world and immersed in it and being like, you know what, I'm validated in this world. I know that curses exist and people around me don't deny it, basically. And on the opposite franchise, we have Nobara joining Momo Ayase from Dandadan, and this would be cool because for me, I would love to see a buddy cop type film, but with these 2 powerful girls being the main characters, because they are pretty strong, I would say. You know, Momo being the backbone of the series, and if you read the manga, you know how fierce she can be at times. And then we have Nobara, the same thing, just the backbone, the sass, the attitude, and I think that would be really cool to see them interacting in the franchise and just kind of like hunting down their own, like I mentioned earlier, like the cryptids and the yokais of their universe, and they would just be total badasses, and they would get along really well, I feel like. You know, Nobara would be like, hey, let's go shopping, let me show you around and show you how to like style yourself better, and Momo would be like, you know what, yeah, let's do that. And they would look at these fun outfits, and they would fight these fun ghoulies. Yeah, that would be a fair and even trade on both ends. Power scaling wise, I don't know how it would work. I think maybe Nobara might be slightly more powerful than Okarun currently as we see him in the show. So I guess at that point it's like, oh well, maybe the franchise of Dandadan got fleeced on that one. But I think it's pretty even throughout. Fun little trade there. All right, next up I have Naruto, the world of Naruto. It's not going to be Naruto the character. It's going to be Rock Lee. He's getting traded to, can you guess it? Windbreaker, the breakout of last year. And we're going to be taking Umemiya, it's hard to say his name for me, from that franchise, the leader of the Windbreaker, the guys, the main guys, I forgot their name. We're taking him, we're swapping him, pretty much. What we're doing here is for me, the way I did this trade was that I wanted Rock Lee to shine. I know he gets overlooked a lot in his series. People, he has this cult following. We do love him. He just throws hands. Who doesn't love that? But I feel like I want to see him be the strongest in the universe. And I feel like Job became in the Windbreaker universe. He has a really good chance of that because it's only fighting. And that's all he knows how to do is just fight. And it would be perfect for him. He would probably raise to the top of, these little delinquents. Only thing is maybe he wouldn't get along with a few of them just because he's so not used to that world, I guess. But when you watch the show Windbreaker, you know that they're all just heart of gold delinquents. They're not just delinquents for delinquents' sake. Yeah, they have the other schools who might be that, but the main universe or the main cast, they are not. Him and Sakura would probably bump heads and try to be the best because that's his whole motivation is to be the best fighter in that world. And I think Rock Lee would be a really good opponent for him and just someone who could push him equally. And then just throwing Umemiya in the world of Naruto. He's the strongest of the Windbreaker universe. Don't think he's as strong as Rock Lee as far as power scaling goes. So again, maybe one franchise got fleeced, which would be the Windbreaker one. But really, I just wanted to make it work with Rock Lee. So I don't know if that's a fair trade. Maybe you throw in someone else to make the trade worth it. Maybe the little sidekick from Windbreaker, I forget his name. But have it maybe a 2-player trade for a 1-player trade, because that sometimes happens in the world of sports. To make it work, you trade one good player for 2 solid players if you need that depth within your roster. Naruto probably wouldn't need Umemiya, but he's there now, so that's cool. All right, next up, this trade is going to be taking Saitama from One Punch Man. He's going to be traded to the world of Dragon Ball Z. For who, you might ask? For Gohan. Okay, the way this works, in my mind, Saitama wants to be the strongest, and who wants to be the strongest of their universe? Goku, and it's the biggest argument of the line. It's always who's the strongest in anime, who's the strongest character ever? Superman, Goku, and then you always have the third person. You know what? It's actually Saitama. He's the strongest because he's One Punch Man. He takes you out in one punch. I'm one of those. I believe that Goku would lose to Saitama, but that's just me and my personal bias and my trolling nature. I just want to be that one to be yeah, I think you would. It's kind of like the whole Jordan versus LeBron argument, and then I don't know where someone says, hey, Kobe though, and you're like, what? Kobe, what? That's that argument there. But I feel like him, Saitama, and Goku would get along as far as seeing who the strongest is, and I feel like that's the perfect pairing, them just pushing each other. Vegeta might get put on the back burner, that's fine, or maybe he'll see that and be like, you know what, now there's 2 people who are stronger than me, I have to push myself even further. But yeah, that would put to bed that argument there and see who's the strongest. And then going on the other side, for One Punch Man, we have Gohan. Main reason I did this is because Gohan himself is a superhero. He's the Great Saiyaman, and he would be perfect in the world of superheroes within One Punch Man. He would fit right in and be funny and goofy, which I think is his passion deep down. He doesn't want to be the strongest fighter. His dad wants that for him. What Gohan wants to do is protect people and be goofy with his baddie girlfriend. So if they wanted to there, they could also have Videl. Yeah, sure, take Videl too. But yeah, the Great Saiyaman within the world of One Punch Man would be hilarious. I don't know if he'd be the strongest hero there. He might be after Saitama leaves. It'd be interesting to see him fight some of the main guys of One Punch Man. I think he washes Genos pretty easily, and the only ones that would give him trouble are maybe that robot guy, I forgot his name, and then maybe the tornado girl. But even then, I feel like he would just be strong, and it would be even more of an even power scaling as far as that world goes, because Saitama's so above everybody else, and then Gohan is strong enough in his universe, and then sometimes the strongest in Dragon Ball Z, that he would be the strongest in One Punch Man. But I feel like it wouldn't be that big of a gap between him and the next superhero number 2. So perfect pairing for me. Heroes on one side, strongest fighters on the other side. Cool, fun trade. Okay, so this next trade is going to be, I don't know how I feel about it. I just kind of whipped it up on a whim. basically what we're doing is we're taking Levi from Attack on Titan and we're moving him to Vinland Saga for Thorfinn. So we got a main character trade for a side character trade, but a fan favorite. Levi, those who watch Attack on Titan probably love him a lot. I'm one of them. I love Levi. He's one of my favorites from Attack on Titan. Probably is my favorite, to be honest. And he always has like this presence about him, like he's the strongest and he's the best. And they show it several times when he takes down Titans by himself. But I feel like they didn't really, push past that. They didn't explore that further, like showing him like how strong he really could be. So yeah, he's a good guy. Love that guy. And then we have Thorfinn coming to the world of Attack on Titan. Mainly what I did here is I took a soul who was kind of lost after Irving died. His captain, he's kind of like, I want to lead these troops, but also like I'm broken mentally, and then physically I get broken too, and my motivation is just all like kind of revenge based on the Beast Titan. So put him in the world of Vinland Saga. He fits the role of Thorfinn very well. He'd have to learn what Thorfinn learned on his own. I feel like he would learn that, and that would be cool to see. We get kind of shades of that when he's in the little basket before it explodes or whatever, when he's getting, walking down or getting dragged and he's kind of like just broken, wrapped up, and he's thinking about his life. That would be his journey he needs to take within the world of Vinland Saga. Everybody around him could teach him that lesson. And then going this way, we have Thorfinn going to Attack on Titan, mainly because I want him to teach I have no enemies, that anger in your eyes gone, Thorfinn, that mentality to Eren. I know Eren did what he did to save his friends and to have a life of peace for them, but maybe Thorfinn can kind of show him like, hey man, there might be a different way. I'm speaking to someone who lives mainly on revenge. You want that for yourself, I know, but let's look within ourselves and find answers within instead of having to just go like to 100 right then and there. So I feel like it'd be beneficial for both of those characters to switch universes and learn lessons and teach lessons. Speaking of lessons and teaching lessons, I have the next trade. It's going to be Uncle Iroh from Avatar. He's going to the world of Chainsaw Man, but not for Denji. We're going to take Aki and put him in the world of Avatar. It's similar to the last trade in the fact that these characters need to learn and teach lessons, but it's not as serious as the last trade. Well, on one side. One side we have Aki. I just want him to have a life of peace and serenity. You don't always get it within the world of Avatar, but there is a lot of it in there where you are getting these moments to yourself, and it's not as fast paced as a 90s Tokyo that it was set in. And that one episode, you see him just like living his life and like, making a cup of coffee and cleaning up after like the last night, whatever, just doing menial tasks. He could have that within the world of Avatar. He deserves that peace. He just wants to be chilling, hanging out. He'll fight if he has to, but he wants to just be, let me do my thing. I'm a vibe over here on my own. You do what you want to do. He's the nonchalant man. He's going to just live his life within the world of Avatar. And if he needs to get recruited by Team Avatar, he'll probably do it. But on the other side, Chainsaw Man. The reason I took Aki out, I know he's one of the main trio, is because I think that Denji as a character needs a teacher and someone to, guide him in life, much like Zuko needed that in his life. I feel like it'd be cool to see Iroh be that to Denji, because Denji, even up until now, if you read the manga, he is just a lost soul. He doesn't know what the hell he's doing. He's just a kid, just trying to figure it all out, man. And that's something that Iroh can help him with. He can help him, give him these lessons and like teach him like, hey man, don't treat people this way, or hey, don't let your heart guide you in this way or whatever. He would just be the wise teacher that Denji needs, because he never had that in his life. He's always grown up just poor and on his own. He needs someone to guide him morally. I know it might conflict with Pochita and like the influence that he has on him, but in the end, I think if Pochita's like, if you're living a life of peace and happiness, that's ultimately what I want for you. So that'd be beautiful to see. The only worry would be that if Makima got wind of it, or found out that Denji was getting his own backbone, might be some problems. She might try to kill him, but other than that, I feel like that's a great trade for both sides here. And those are all the trades I have for you guys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed them. This Anthony Davis trade, Luka trade, just kind of blew my mind. And I was like, I want to talk about it, but I can't talk about it within, on this channel. But I could relate and make it a way that's fun and digestible for you guys. And hopefully I did. And if you are a fan of basketball, then you already know it was crazy. And hopefully you guys can see the trades and my pathway, my thinking with these trades that I've suggested to you. So if you have any fun trades or suggestions, let me know down below. I'd love to read them. I want to see these ideas flowing. Hopefully this concept wasn't too crazy and out there for you guys. It's a fun little little exercise, and we can see what franchises would be better if we move some pieces around and how we can build for a championship. Yeah, so love to hear them. Put them down below, and also if you want to follow us, all that information is down below on TikTok and Instagram. I'm one of those people who deleted my TikTok. It kind of sucks, but I upload anyway through my computer, which is the whole process. But you can still follow us. We still have one. We're just not as